rather, of the Blue Ribbon Committee history for this 106 years of the Senate. No other than 107th years of the Senate. No other than Senator Pia Cayetano is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Haba po ng introduction ninyo, but maraming salamat. Pati po dito sa likod ko, may mga may observation pa sila sa kulay daw ng pantalon ko. Anyway, Mr. President, I join our colleague, the chairman of EDCOM, and would like to, well, like the Majority Floor Leader already did earlier, acknowledge the presence of our Advisory Council members and Standing Committee members. Everyone, Mr. President, works so hard. I need to put this on record. We had more meetings than we were capable physically of attending because obviously as senators, we also had other hearings to attend to. But obviously, the members also had other commitments to attend to, but I believe almost everybody was present all the time. And we do have a 300 plus page report to present through the hard work led by our Executive Director, Mark Caroli. Thank you so much, Mark. I was looking for you. Oh, there you are. Okay. So the details of the report of our chairman are here. These are the kind of books I love because honestly, I grew up as a childhood reader. Ito yung book na maraming picture. Okay? So I'm not embarrassed to admit that I love books with pictures, very good graphics. It's just more detailed than the exhibit outside. And the chairman gave us a summary of the one-year findings, but I'd like to just zone in on one thing that he already mentioned. And this is because of my work as the vice chairman of the Committee on Finance in charge of the budget of DepEd. So the chairman earlier had shown slides, and it is also available outside. I encourage all of you here, our guests, to take a look at it. It showed there's a whole stand there that says, since 2012, only 27 textbooks have been procured for grade 1 to 10. I would like you to all visualize this, no? Many of us are parents. One of the complaints in private school parents is yung bag ng anak nila hindi na kayang kargahin. Siguro grade 1, 10 libro. So grade 2, 20 na. Grade 3, 30 na yon. So ibig sabihin, in private schools, yung 30 books na yon, covered yon in 3 years at least. And here we are looking at the data that only 27 textbooks have been procured for grade 1 to 10 since 2012. Digest that, Mr. President. The report, furthermore, has a very visual graphic that shows us in red are the grade levels that do not have books in various subjects. Imagine, Mr. President, grade 1, no books. In English, araling panlipunan. Siyempre, yung picture ng staff ko malabo, so hindi ko na mabasa yung ibang subject. But suffice it to say, lahat ng subject ng grade 1, red, walang textbook. Grade 2, red din lahat, walang textbook. So magtataka pa ba tayo kung bakit nahihirapan magbasa? Magtataka ba tayo na ang pangarap ng bawat magulang, pag nagkakonting dagdag na pera, ilipat sa private school? And yet, this does not in any way diminish the contributions of our teachers, of our superintendents, of our principals. It is a shortcoming in the system because kami naman po sa Kongreso, well, at least sa Senate, I will now only speak on behalf of the Senate, Mr. President. We have always provided for this budget. In fact, a total, and this is coming out of the report, a total of 12.6 billion has been allocated for textbooks and other instructional materials, but only 4.5 billion or 35% has been obligated. And 952 million, barely a billion, has been disbursed. Bakit? Bakit nakaupo lang yung pera? Bakit hindi na ibibili? Now, there are so many things that we need to tackle, Mr. President. Of course, we have had these detailed discussions in EDCOM, but it is not enough. And so as I stood there in my blue pants, which have been noticed by my colleagues, Senator Angara, the chairman of Finance and the chairman of EDCOM, and Majority Floor Leader had just stepped out, so I don't know if you heard this conversation. We were actually, we were talking already and they were saying, oh, baka dapat pang blue ribbon na yan. Kasi, where did the money go? Where are the books? And if it's a failure in the system, well, the money still has to be accounted for. It is a failure of delivering education to our children, Mr. President. And so, without having consulted my team, oh, there you go. Thank you for sharing that. So, I'll just show it again once more for the public. Lahat nung red, ibig sabihin ng red, no textbook. So, if you notice, the blue is underwhelmingly in the visual, no? Red talaga yung no textbook. Can you imagine? Grade 1 to 3, no textbook. I mean, obviously, you will find some schools that have, and the reason for that, as we were also discussing, is because yung LGU nagsi-step up at ginagamit yung pondo nila. Anyway, Mr. President, I just wanted to highlight that. I wanted people to know that we have a working Senate that has been diligently looking into these issues. But gusto naman namin na we also find solutions bago naman mag-graduate ang ating chairman of the Committee on Finance, ang ating chairman of Basic Education. We want to be able to find solutions while kaya pa natin gamitin, no, yung input nila and yung passion nila to find to solve these problems. So there's going to be much more said and studied on all this, Mr. President, but for now, I'm proud to be a member of EDCOM, and again, I speak on behalf of the commissioners. We thank all the people here and not here, and even our international partners for helping us improve and really address the problems, the miseducation, the failed system of the Philippine education. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Madam
you,
Senator.
Mr. President. I cannot agree more with the statements made by our new chairperson of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Mr. President, Senator Sani Angara, who is also one of the commissioners of EDCOM 2. And let me say, Mr. President, yung EDCOM 1, pinangunahan ng kanyang dakilang ama, ang ating idolo, ating mentor, Senator Edgardo Angara, Mr. President. So I move that we recognize Senator Sani Angara, Mr. President.
Yes, a distinguished